Ottawa and Canada in general. We're here to talk about Trump and Greenland. In my humble opinion, based upon my experience in international relations, Trump might very well be engaged in a deception. A deception insofar as Trump is pretending not to still be plotting the military annexation of Greenland while pretending to kind of, not be so much interested while going around still proclaiming that he's got some secret deal with NATO to make it a state. So let's talk about this. Continued threats against Greenland, continued threats against Canada. We know that Trump says that he's concerned about, um, you know, Arctic security, and the Chinese pose a threat, and the Russians pose a threat. But we know that's nonsense because if Trump was concerned about the Russians posing a threat, he would not be capitulating essentially to Russia and the Ukraine. So it is not about Russia, it's not about China. We know what it is about from the AI image he put in his Oval Office of an Oval Office AI image several days ago, where he had an American flag over Canada and an American Star Spangled Banner over Greenland, with members of the EU looking on in his Oval Office. He wants to make Canada and Greenland a part of the United States. He wants to invade Greenland so he can take over Canada. He's not concerned about Arctic security as such. He's not concerned about China. He's not concerned about Russia or Arctic. He's, a matter of fact, emulating China and emulating Russia as in terms of his authoritarian approach, and arguably his authoritarianism is becoming worse than China and Russia because although, for example, China wants to take over Taiwan, they're far less belligerent about it, arguably, in terms of at least their verbal words, than Trump's constant harping on trying to take over Greenland and Canada with his quite belligerent and offensive American flag over Canada and Greenland, and is bizarre that Hoekstra can't understand why that's offensive. That's the type of U.S. ambassador we have, clueless, either clueless or just as sociopathic as Trump. I don't know, but the question today is on Greenland. Now we know that the people of Greenland and the people of Canada have certain things in common. We both share an Inuit culture, communities in the north. We also share certain values. Well, we are both committed to peace and security in the world, unlike the Trump regime. We also share values as far as universal health care. So, my question today for everybody is, do you think that Carney and Canada in general should offer the people of Greenland a provincial status to become a province of Canada? What do you think about that? Greenland becoming a province of Canada, but at the same time maintaining its current political relationship with Denmark, its current head of state, not losing anything, any sort of support or affinity it has for Greenland, but adding an extra layer of sovereignty and security, hopefully, for the people of Greenland by becoming a province of Greenland, by Greenland becoming rather a province of Canada. Do you think that as Canadians and as people who are maybe watching this presentation from Greenland, do you think that such a relationship, Greenland becoming a province of Canada, while still being able to decide whether it wants to achieve autonomy at whatever point it decides upon to achieving autonomy, do you think for the present time, while in the face of constant threats of Trump, of wanting to take over Greenland, do you think a relationship where Canada is a formalized part of the security of Greenland, based upon, where the military, of Canadian military, is part of any sort of Greenland, Denmark, Canada relationship? Do you think that's a good idea? Do you think it's a bad idea for Canadians to become involved, for Greenland becoming, let's have some sort of provincial status. What do you think about that? Shared culture, shared values, shared history, and we as Canadians cannot afford Greenland to be taken over by the United States at any level. Carney knows this. He doesn't talk about it so explicitly, aside from the need to respect Greenlandic autonomy. But if Greenland falls, Canada's going to fall shortly afterwards. We as Canadians and Greenlanders, we need to work together to protect ourselves in these troubled times. And what do you think, Greenland? What do you think, Canada? Do you think that this is a good idea or a bad idea? Please make your comments below. Thanks for watching, and if you like these comments, I'm trying to inspire dialogue and discussion. Please make your comments below. Please subscribe to this channel if you want to keep track of these type of interesting, hopefully, questions that you might want to participate in.